back, everybody, to Howl at the Tune, the podcast where we take a deep dive into your favorite lyrics. Joining me today, as always, is Eleanor. How are you doing today, Eleanor?
I'm doing pretty good, Jack. Thank you for asking.
That's excellent. Well, I'm feeling good, too.
I didn't ask you.
Well, okay, but a little awkward. It's been a little bit of a hiatus in our podcast. We apologize for that. We have legitimate excuses.
We made some faux pas in our last podcast that we didn't want to air.
Yeah, so we did record one before this one, and upon editing, we decided we probably were best not.
We realized and that's how it goes.
And then we had like the holidays and everything. We said it was going to be weekly. We did that for the first week, and then we took 1 or 2 weeks, and then we released the second one, and then it's been a couple of months, and now we're here.
But if any of our listeners care, I did just get my final grades back, and I didn't even get 1D. How exciting is that?
Did you get a F though?
No, I think it was implied by the fact that I didn't even get 1D.
Well,
but it was all above a D, and I was very pleased
on
with
making
myself.
it through the 10th grade. We're all
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
Yep. Yes.
She's not in the 10th grade, for the record.
But don't tell them where I am, just in case this blows up and I get canceled or whatever.
Alrighty, well, we're going to be doing a double feature this week. We're going to be doing Misery Business and Good For You. And the reason we're doing that is because if you didn't know, Good For You pretty much note for note copied Misery Business, at least in the chorus, and it came out.
I'm kind of the antagonist in this situation because I don't care. I love Good For You.
It's a great song.
I think it's so good. And I think a lot of songs copy other songs.
A lot of songs copy, but anyway, I believe Good For You, and who sings that one?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia Rodriguez. Rodrigo. Did have to put like Paramore as a writer credit on that. It was that blatant.
Which she did, so good for her.
So we decided.
Good for her. Good for you.
Oh, all the jokes today.
All the jokes.
So we thought it was only fitting to do them side by side, and I also have a little hot take here, but we'll get more into that later. We're going to start off with Misery Business by Paramore.
I was just about to say you have a really good newscaster voice, and then you said Paramore, and it made me want to take it back.
Wow. So, okay, we're going to start off with the lyrics here, and it starts off with something I did not ever know until legitimately right now. It starts off with, hit that snare. Never once have I heard that.
I've never heard that.
It's there, though.
She says it?
I guess so.
Hayley Williams?
It's in that little quotations, or parentheses.
Huh. Who knew?
I don't think that's important. I just think, well, hey, maybe the next
Good
time.
Good for you for noticing.
Maybe the next time you're listening to that song, you can listen and see if you hear that. And I certainly will.
And you'll be a true fan. You'll play it and you'll go, hit that snare, or however it goes, because I've never heard it before.
I think that's exactly right.
It has to be.
Alrighty, well, it starts off. I'm in the misery of. You guys know how it goes.
I'm in the business of misery. Sorry, you said no singing.
This.
Sorry, he said no singing.
I'm in the business of misery. Let's take it from the top. She's got a body like an hourglass. It's ticking like a clock. And right there is where I have to chime in. Does not make a lick of sense.
It doesn't, because it's an hourglass, so it's not ticking at all. It's not ticking at all. It's an hourglass.
It's sand that falls down. It's not.
Maybe it's kind of a diss in the sense that she's got a body like an hourglass, but that's ticking like a clock, and sooner or later it's no longer gonna be the body it is.
That's what I'm assuming, but
Sorry,
I always assumed that this was in high school, and it's really not. You're fine.
You've got your body for a while. If you're in high school, you got it till at least your mid-20s.
You're chilling.
You're pretty good.
Unless you're doing something like really bad.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine.
I don't know. Maybe it was just a play on the time thing. Those are my two guesses. Maybe the lyric was just like a play on the whole like time aspect of it. Or maybe it was her being like, it's ticking like a clock, like it's not going to be around forever.
It is. And then, like, I don't know, a clock is like round, so like she's got a body like an hourglass, but it's round. Like she's calling her fat. I don't think that's true.
No, but you know how it's like, beauty's ticking like a clock.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be there forever.
Just doesn't make sense, that
not
line.
Really.
Not too much.
So maybe it's a play on the whole time thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, she could have said she's got a body like an hourglass. It's dripping like a sand, which is an awful lyric.
No, she couldn't have said that because that sucks.
But you know,
she's got it back like an hourglass. It's dripping like a sand. She wanted people to listen to this song.
I know she wants to, but I mean, okay, but
no, she couldn't have said that.
Not that exactly.
Redacted.
Something similar to her time's gonna run out, but with an hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
Wait, so I'm in the business of misery. Let's take it from the top. She's got a body like an hourglass. It's sinking from the... Oh, that just is top again, though.
They get away with that so much, though, in the pop industry these
yeah,
days.
Just saying the same word and rhyming it with the same word. It's not a rhyme. It's just the same word.
They do it. It works.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do like that it sounds good, but we are spending way too
I'm
long.
not... This is even an issue I have with the song, so let's move on.
It's not. But then she says, it's a matter of time before we all run out. When I thought he was mine, she caught him by the mouth. So in her first line, I thought she was saying, like, it's a matter of time before we all run out. Going back to the ticking like a clock, like, yeah, we're all going to get ugly at some point. It's all going to come for us.
Ticking like a clock.
But then she says, when I thought he was mine, she caught him by the mouth. Thoughts?
I'm hesitant to speak because maybe it's a phrase I just don't know. But I've never heard that caught him by the mouth.
I'm thinking fishing, and then I'm also thinking caught him by the...
Oh, fishing, maybe, yeah.
And I'm also thinking kissing or something more. She caught him by the mouth.
Right. I would say those are good guesses. Kissing or fishing.
I don't think she's like actually going up and like snagging him by the mouth.
No, because that would have made sense. And you know, I lived in the Southeast for like 4 years. I know quite a few phrases that aren't well spoken of. That's not one I've heard of before.
That's fair. Well, we all know that Southeast is the prime of where to catch up on your latest lingo.
It is. They've got a lot of lingo that some people just don't know, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's where it doesn't spread. Like in the West, the California, like all their phrases spread because it's like trendy.
Well, but presumably they'd be going off of the stuff that people know.
Well, but everyone knows what's going on out there because it's so popular. It's so popularized.
I guess that's fair.
Same with like the Northeast, it's so popularized. So I would think of like phrases you wouldn't normally hear of are like the Southeast. And I've never heard of caught him by the mouth. So maybe like a kissing or fishing type thing.
That's probably fair. Okay, in terms of the story though, that's going on here. She's saying that I thought he was mine, she caught him by the mouth. So she thought she was with someone and they were doing well, but then she lost her boyfriend to the girl?
Boyfriend or a guy she was seeing.
Oh, probably was just guy that she wanted.
Like casual fling, like someone she was seeing.
Or maybe
someone she wanted to crush. Maybe.
Could have been a crush, yeah.
I wouldn't say boyfriend, but...
Probably not boyfriend. Yeah, no, it makes sense later on. Okay. Because then she says, I waited 8 long months. She finally set him free. I told him I couldn't lie. He was the only one for me.
So I guess she had him by the mouth for 8 long months.
Oh, okay.
And then she was like, I have to tell you I love you. Or whatever.
Who?
Haley Williams, the singer, or the protagonist of the song.
No.
She had him 8 long months. He was the only one for me.
No. Oh.
And
no,
then
I waited 8 long months.
I waited 8 long months. She finally set him free. So yeah. I guess it is a fishing reference. And then she finally set him free, back into the water.
So I'm thinking, in terms of the story, the antagonist girlfriend of the main boy,
yeah,
they were together for 8 months.
For 8 months, and then she set him free.
And then she came up.
And then the protagonist said, I couldn't lie. I told him I couldn't lie. He was the only one for me. So then 2 weeks we caught fire. So it took 2 weeks after that.
2 weeks
after her saying that for them to like get into their thing.
Yeah,
and
they
got
were boyfriend, girlfriend. The whole school knew about it.
Yeah. So 2 weeks after the 8 long months.
2 weeks we caught fire. It was going big.
Yeah.
And then the twist comes in. She's got it out for me, but I wear the biggest smile. Okay.
So she's upset that they're together now, but she's like, I'm smiling because we're together now.
Yeah. So antagonist girl was going out with boyfriend for 8 months. Presumably, antagonist
Broke up with
girlfriend broke up with the guy. Then guy dated protagonist girl. In 2 weeks, everybody knew about it. It was the hottest thing in school.
Yeah.
And now they're going big.
Fiery.
And
because
now
she said 2 weeks till it caught fire.
Yeah.
So it's got to be hot.
It's got to be hot. Antagonist girl is unhappy about the whole situation.
She's got it out for her now.
Protagonist girl loves it.
Loves
the
it.
hate.
She's like, I got the boy I wanted.
Now, she's got it out for me. Again, this is all written from the protagonist's perspective.
Right.
So it could just be that she's like, oh my god, that girl hates me.
That's true. It could be a thing, and maybe the antagonist just like doesn't even
notice. They walk by each other, and the protagonist is like, did you see the way she was looking at me?
It's like when people are like just like out and about, and they're like, oh my god, that person looked at me with the dirtiest look, and it's like maybe they were just like looking in your general direction and thinking.
Yeah.
Like, because when you're like, they're like thinking or just looking, you don't have like a smile on your face.
Yeah.
I always think that people are like, oh my god, that person gave me the dirtiest look. I'm like, did they? Or were they just looking over there and like not smiling? Like, were they just like maybe deciding what store to go into? Or like what?
Okay, and then we get to the banger of a chorus.
Yeah.
Whoa, I never meant to brag, but I got him where I want him now. Whoa, it was never my intention to brag, to steal it all away from you now. But God, does it feel so good, because I got him where I want him now. And if you could, then you know you would, because God, it just feels so good. Bullcrap is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say that too.
She has been waiting 8 months on the sideline, just eyeing this couple.
Absolutely. And also, from the lyrics, she didn't steal anything away from anybody. It was antagonist girl that broke up with romantic lead. And protagonist girl just saw her shot and took him. She didn't steal anything away from anybody.
Nothing.
She did nothing.
She's
she waited for
rebound
romantic
in this
lead
story.
to be single and was like, now is my chance.
I'll swoop in there.
She stole nothing from nobody.
And going back, she mentions there's another song where it mentions nothing about the guy or the romantic person that they're going after, and fixates completely on the person that person is with.
Yeah.
Because we don't know anything about him.
This is not a song to the partner. This is a song to the partner's ex.
Absolutely. But she even compliments her. She's like, okay, well, she's got a body like an hourglass. She's looking fine. We don't know how good looking the romantic lead is.
We have no idea. And I would say that's kind of big for how spiteful this song is, that's kind of big of protagonist to tell antagonist she has a rockin' bod, because she seems so spiteful towards her.
Yeah, it seems she would take almost anything to put her down.
Yeah, so like honestly very big of her to be like, girl, rockin' bod. Sexy.
And she says, whoa, it was never my intention to brag. Like 6 lines earlier, she says, no, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3. 3 lines earlier, she said, but I wear the biggest smile, in response to she's got it out for me.
Right.
The sole purpose she is doing any of this is spite, is to get it out for her. To brag.
Yeah.
I never meant to brag. I'm calling baloney.
Yeah, don't believe it. I feel like we always are anti-antagonists in this, and I stand by it though, because when you really dissect it, I don't see any other way around it. Like, I really don't.
In the Lost episode, we were also anti-protagonist.
We were anti-protagonist, yeah. Oh, sorry, I said anti-antagonist. I meant anti-protagonist.
Anti-protagonist. Yeah, okay. God, the chorus is so good though. But she says like, because I got him where I want him now. I would never say that about like a girl that I'm with. I'm like, yeah, I've got you where I want you now. You've fallen for my trap, Batman.
Never say that about a romantic part. Like if I was talking about you, I'd never be like, I got Jack where I want him. I'd be like that's just like weird and like cruel.
Can you imagine going up to like your partner's parents, being like, "Oh, so how's everything going? I have them exactly where I want them." They'd be like, "Whoa, oh, well, this is all done."
Can you leave our house? Like, what? This is my child. This is like a human you're speaking about.
What do you mean? No, it's awesome. His ex had a body like an hourglass. It's like,
Like,
yeah.
no, I met her. She was sweet, and she had a good body. I guess.
I didn't have it out for her ever. It seems like you exclusively. What's my son's name?
And the thing about this is like, there's never like a. I don't want to like go all the way back to the first stanza because we've already read through it, but there's not like a stealing moment in it where like she's with the guy and the girl steals him from her. Like, it's just like she kind of likes this boy and then he gets with another girl.
Yeah, and it makes it seem at least that she broke up with him. Like, she was over him and just wanted nothing to do with it. It wasn't that he broke up with her for the protagonist.
No, she left him. And she's like, well, look, I've got your scraps.
We better move on. We're going to be here forever.
Yeah, we're going to be here all night long.
Oh, wow, this is a great line. Second chances, they don't ever matter. People never change. Once a whore, you're nothing more. I'm sorry, that'll never change. So even in this...
So change again.
Change
we're
rhyme
rhyming.
with change.
Change rhyme with change.
In this own song, we could have repeated it.
Yeah. I also don't see how the previous girl was a whore at all.
Yeah, so this is making second chances, they don't ever matter, people never change. Makes it seem like she cheated on him, and then he broke up with her.
But she broke up with him. That's already stated.
Yeah,
That's already stated that she left him.
It's not explicitly stated.
But it's stated enough where it says, she finally set him free.
Did she set him free by cheating on him with another guy?
Maybe. That could be it. But I guess like, if I'm reading that, I would assume she broke up with him.
I would assume the same. We could, but yeah, we're making a lot of assumptions there.
We are, but we're making a lot of assumptions,
No, I'm saying,
assuming that she cheated on him, too.
That's what I'm saying. If we are saying she cheated on him, that's a lot of assumptions there.
Oh, yeah.
We're connecting stanzas like, 3 through 1. We're going all over the place.
To me, it sounds like she liked this boy and she was petty, and this other girl got into a relationship with him, broke up with him, and now she's calling her a whore.
That could be.
Based on, like, okay, so here's my thing about the song, is it shouldn't be about the other girl, really. I think the song is a bop, no doubt. It's a banger, it's a bop.
One of my favorite songs.
It's crucially important to my childhood. But if you just wrote it from your perspective about the guy, maybe, it could be better. But we're getting so little information about what this girl did.
Yeah, and we know nothing about the guy.
We know nothing about the guy. He could be a piece of baloney. Like, just like a floppy boy, for all we know. There's nothing we know about him that makes him worth 2 girls fighting over him for.
Yeah, I don't know. I lost where we were. Okay. And about forgiveness, we're both supposed to have exchanged. I'm sorry, honey, but I passed it up. Now look this way.
Why would you forgive each other for anything?
So antagonist and protagonist girl are supposed to have been sorry? Why would antagonist
girl... Maybe they were friends?
That's the only item.
Because
I got nothing.
am I supposed to forgive all of your ex-girlfriends for breaking up with you? Like, what is that supposed to be?
Have you not?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't get that one. It leads into one of the best parts. I'm sorry,
and
honey,
also,
but I passed it up. Now look this way.
Sorry, not to go back to the line we're at, but why would you forgive? I feel like, why would I forgive any of your ex-girlfriends for breaking up with you? Like, shouldn't I thank them? Like,
yeah, like...
Shouldn't I be like, cool, like,
cool.
good. Yeah, he's single, like, awesome.
It works for me.
Yeah. Like, we're in a good place there.
Maybe for, like, hey, like, screw you for the hurt you caused him or something, but like,
Like, I didn't know he was single when I met him. Like,
but I passed it up and now look this way. So I'm sorry, honey, but I passed it up. So this almost makes it seem like antagonist apologized to protagonist girl.
right.
And
And
then-
antagonist apologized to protagonist.
Yeah, and then protagonist girl said, no, I pass it up. Now look this way. Which is definitely something I'm going to have to use in my vernacular
Let me see.
more.
Let me see. Okay. I would assume that is antagonist just passing up the opportunity to forgive.
Antagonist.
Maybe, I'm protagonist.
Okay, yeah,
Antagonist was kind of trying to do the forgiveness thing.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, yeah, and protagonist is like, well,
I'm
we're
sorry,
way
honey,
past
but
that,
I pass it up.
babe.
Now look this way.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know. Okay, here's my thing. If you're gonna make the song all about the antagonist, I want to know what she did. I want to know what exactly she did that made you hate her. Like, she just broke up with the boy that you're now dating. Like, where's the anger in that? Like,
thank you.
you get to date him now. Like, I want to know exactly what she. There's not enough detail for me.
Not enough detail, which is the common thing in these songs, because
Yeah.
they're like 3 minutes and not whole soliloquies about.
Yeah, there's just not enough detail about what she actually did.
There's gotta
And I
be
get it because
a song out there with enough details.
these are, well, the rhyming's not great, but they're good lyrics, and
Oh my
It's a
goodness,
bop.
I didn't realize this. So she rhymed change with change and then exchanged.
yeah, so I would say the rhyming's not great.
It's a great song. I love it. They could have said sand. They could have said
But
something
they could
about
have said
sand.
anything, but it's a good song.
It is
and
amazing.
I love the lyrics. I think it does tell a story. I just want more to the story, I
want
guess.
more. So
Because I can't hate the antagonist
I
with what
can't
I'm
hate-
given.
Mm-mm.
I'm kind of pro antagonist in this way.
Maybe at the end, if she did like a little rap, she was like, she done, but then she did this, and then she did this, and this, and this, and this, and
Yeah.
this, and I was like, oh.
Like, okay, cool.
Cool.
Now I get it.
It continues. Well, there's a million other girls who do it just like you, looking as innocent as possible to get to who they want.
To
and
who
what-
they want.
To get to who.
Well, I think it's cut off because of the way it's phrased.
No,
But
it
it's
goes
to get to who
get to who
they want
pause.
and what they want.
they want.
I think that's bad. That's bad grammar.
It's poor intonation.
Yeah, but I
Thank
think
you, easy lyrics.
the way it's supposed to be is like to get to who they want.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Okay.
having a little fun.
Okay, sorry. Well, they can't see it. They can't see the commas. Our viewers, I say.
To get to who they want and what they like, it's easy if you do it right. Well, I refuse. Okay, so there's a million other girls who will just like what look innocent. That's all she says. There's a million other girls who
Like,
will
play
look as
her game.
innocent as possible to get the person they want, and
Yeah.
then it's easy if you do it right.
I guess it's like playing her game, having a body like an hourglass.
Yeah, I'd say that makes it easier.
Yeah, I would say so too.
But all she says is looking as innocent as possible. In your experience, do you just play as innocent as possible to get a guy you like? Like, I didn't rob that store. And that wasn't me. That was the McToyle twins.
I did not commit the murder on 34th Street.
I am as innocent as possible. Where won't you take me?
Is she like hitting on a cop? Like, no, officer, my license is not expired.
I don't jaywalk ever. Look at how innocent I am, and therefore worthy of your
I'm
love.
So innocent.
I don't know. I don't get what we're
I
looking
don't
at.
know. I don't get it. I can't. Innocent, I guess. Like, oh, like I don't do things with guys. Like, because like guys find that attractive of being like, oh, she's so young and fresh.
Okay.
And so I get like maybe it's like that kind of thing.
Okay. I feel like is the exact opposite of like whore behavior though. So she's calling this girl a whore
Right.
and innocent.
Maybe it's like one of those I'm not gonna say one of those whores. I almost did. Well, I did say it, but maybe it's like she's
we
like.
can't have 2 lost
Well,
episodes.
no. So let me get it straight. Maybe it's one of those girls who views other girls as those type of girls. Because I don't know. This whole song feels like slut shaming in a way. Which I don't know. It feels like slut shaming in a counterproductive way though. Like if it doesn't even feel like a good like, oh you used him. You used him and you didn't even care about him. They did for 8 months. They were together for a long time.
So it's interesting that you say that. Back in 2018, 19, I believe, Paramore decided that they weren't going to perform this. Paramore, had it the first time, said that they weren't going to be performing this song anymore because they weren't happy with they didn't think it empowered women. So they stopped playing it because they thought it was like what you were saying, kind of like slut shaming or whatever.
Well, I would just say remove the word whore with something else. Maybe
It's
like
hard.
girl.
This whole song is kind of about that, though.
Well, but just I
It
think
was
the
specifically-
slut shaming thing is like with the word whore.
It
like,
was specifically for that one
Yeah.
word. However, with the new song, help me out here. What's that called? Look at you, look at me. Gosh, dang it.
By who?
Good for you.
Good for you.
I keep saying look for you. Yeah. With that song, good for you.
But that's more about the boy.
Well, but Misery Business was back on the charts for the first time since it first appeared.
Oh, well, I mean, yes, because they are very similar songs. And I never thought about this song in that way.
I never once did.
And I think
I would go so far as to venture that most people don't know the lyrics of this song outside of the chorus.
because it's so fast. And so I think if they felt so bad about it, they could have just changed the word whore to like girl.
Yeah.
And like the rhyming already isn't scamming, so who cares? And I feel like we're kind of being hypocritical at this point when we're dissecting it and being like, she's really attacking this girl for no reason. But I feel like it's not what people hear when they listen to it. They're just like jamming. They're just like, I don't really know the words to the song. I listen to it probably 3 times a week. Like,
yeah, and then she says, "Well, I refuse. So she's not playing innocent. So she's being like maybe
she's not.
Teenage dirtbag.
Ow. Yeah, she's refusing to be innocent due
Yeah.
to who they want and what they want.
Yeah, she goes.
But so that's also even not slut shaming or whatever, because she's like, well, I refuse to play innocent.
Yeah.
I'm showing myself as who I am. That's kind of empowering in its own way. She's like, I'm not going to pretend to be this innocent girl.
I listen to Iron Maiden.
And guess what? I listen to Iron Maiden, and I got the boy anyway.
Okay, then we go back to the chorus. Whoa, I never meant to brag, but I got him where I wanted now. Whoa, it was never my intention to brag, to steal it away from you now. It's the repeat. She absolutely did. We'll
Right,
skip through the
absolutely
left.
intended.
God, it feels so good. It just feels so good. She says that 3 times in the chorus. She is feeling good here.
She's feeling good. And my thing is, I'm like, because everyone writes songs with stuff left out, right? Like, sometimes it's make-believe, sometimes it's about real experiences. If this song is about a real experience, then there's stuff she's leaving out about what the other girl did.
Probably.
And probably that's respectful in a way for the other girl. She doesn't name names or anything, but probably respectful for the other girl listening to it who knows it's her.
That
being
would
like,
be hilarious.
thank God
if
she
she's
didn't
like,
mention that I like...
this is coming at you, Deborah Smith of 438 Lane.
Yeah, so... I don't know. I feel like if they are really ashamed about it being slut-shaming, I don't think it is, because I think people assume there's stuff left out, and I think just maybe remove the word whore and replace it with girl. Like...
All it takes. Okay, this next part, the last part, because then it just goes to the chorus after this. I watched his wildest dreams come true, not one of them involving you. Just watching my wildest dreams come true, not one of them involving...
Well, okay,
I
so
never meant to brag.
I think... So now it becomes a thing of just like a diss track for no reason.
Most love songs are just diss tracks.
But this seems like for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, his wildest dreams come true, not one of them involving you. Like, this just seems like a hate from her to her.
So
like, it's like, it's for no reason. Like, it's just like,
why did you include her then?
why'd you include her? It's just like about your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
A lot of love songs are about the loved ones' exes.
Yeah, but that's so weird. I don't like, but that line is so weird. Not one of them involving you. It's like, I don't know how much a diss to the antagonist as it is more of a cheer to the protagonist and the boy. You know what I mean? Like, it could be framed as that of like, I watched his wildest dreams come true. They were just involving me and him.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Just like
so that's what makes me maybe
you
there
could've
had to
just
have been some
phrased it.
ulterior beef going on between the
Has
antagonist
to be.
and the protagonist.
Has to be.
There has to be.
The weirdest part for me, which I'm just realizing, is just watch my wildest. Oh wait. Okay, so it says I watched his wildest dreams come true. Just watch my wildest dreams come true. Not one of them involving, and then it stops. Then it goes straight back into the chorus.
So
Not
maybe
one of them
she's in love
involving.
with the antagonist.
Not one of them involving what? Why
Mystery.
you? Whoa.
Well,
Not one of them involving. Whoa. Not one of them
I guess
involving.
it's implied.
Yo.
It's like in a.
It sounds
it's like
the
in a
same.
sentence where you have an implied imperative.
Okay, you're going off here. What are you talking about? Oh,
Or
I've
you have-
been to
you have an-
college.
you have
Look
an-
at me.
No, you have an implied.
I know grammar.
You have an implied noun.
Okay, I mean, we can.
Like, you closed the door. That's a full sentence.
I don't want to talk about grammar.
Okay.
But
so-
you're probably right, so we can assume that she's saying not involving you. But why would her wildest dreams involve the antagonist girl in the first place?
Yeah, that's true.
That's such a weird thing to add.
That's true. Yeah. That is weird.
I would never say, like, not one of my dreams involve, and then just name a dude that I knew in 9th grade. Like, ah ha ha! My dreams don't even involve you! I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the fact that you said that leads me to believe that
you're thinking about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
in a hard sentence, to say the least.
Yeah.
So there's less substance
Oh,
in
no,
this song.
sorry. What I was getting at was close the door is a full sentence. Because there's an implied subject, which is you.
This is what you guys listen for. Yeah,
Grammar lessons.
a very spiteful song, seeming exclusively. Yeah, we don't know anything about the dude whatsoever. At least in, like,
No.
Teenage Dirtbag,
He'd
we
be
knew a
the
little bit
worst.
about the girl.
We knew a little bit about the girl.
A little bit.
She
In
was
this,
cool. Her name was Noelle. She wore tube socks and Keds.
we can go on for hours about how much we know about Noel.
We know so much about Noelle.
How much can we go off of this guy? Nothing.
Nothing.
He may have dumped a girl. He may have got cheated on and then left. He might
He
have
may have
been.
just been in an amicable breakup with a
It could have been an
girl.
amicable breakup.
We have no idea.
And so after she got
I wish it was more either male focused or we got more dirt on what the other girl
yes,
did.
either way, I would be
Yeah.
down for it. But
Either way, I just wish we had more details on either the boy or the antagonist.
on the other hand, I don't want them to change a thing about this song.
No, because it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our next song, Good For You. And we're going to start off, I'm going to drop a bombshell on you by giving you my conspiracy. So we already know that Good For You is like the same note for note chorus as Misery Business. I think it was intentional. I think Good For You is written from the antagonist of Misery Business perspective. I think this is the other girl. I think this is the girl who lost the guy for Paramore?
I think Olivia Rodrigo just grew up listening to Paramore, and that probably influenced her music a lot. And she
wrote this song as the girl on the other side.
And she wrote a song with her musical influences, and they just happened to seep in more than they should have.
Side. I've got. Okay. Well, good for you. I've guessed you moved on really easily. Okay, and what happened in Misery Business? In 2 weeks, he was with a new girl. You found a new girl, and I guess it only took a couple weeks. A couple is 2 weeks.
A couple weeks is 2. Wait, you might be onto something. You might be onto something.
Weeks.
I was doubting it, but I'm kind of on board now.
Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world?
Well, that wasn't another song.
It wasn't, but we don't know anything about the guy.
But we didn't know anything about the
guy. We don't know anything about the other guy.
Okay.
Does Olivia Rodriguez not have an hourglass body?
I'm not doubting it. She does, I'm sure. I actually don't know what her body looks like.
I don't fully know.
I think she's like 16, and so it's probably more stickish.
They're all in high school.
Yeah, but...
I don't think any, well, not any, but I think most middle school girls, even if they're a stick, will have like a waist or something.
That's true, yeah. I guess I knew some girls in high school that had hourglass figures.
Do they usually not?
Some do.
Okay, well.
But it just depends on body type, you know? I've actually been, well, this is a whole other conversation.
Okay, we're already...
About body types that I've been watching on
TikTok. We are already way too long.
I think I'm gamine.
We gotta move on from that. Okay. And good for you. I guess you've been working on yourself. I guess that therapist I found for you, she really helped. Now you can be a better man for your brand new girl. This
is probably the sickest burn of a stanza, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's a burn on
the guy? A huge burn on the guy.
Why?
Because she's like, it's basically being like, I helped you when you were at your lowest. I found you a therapist. I guess she's helping you be a better man for your brand new girl. You couldn't be a better man for me, even though I helped you find this therapist.
Yeah, I mean,
you're being a better man for your new girl. I think it's such a sick burn.
I don't know. Almost, it's like she's burning herself, though. It's like, hey, remember you were an asshole to me, and now you're being a great girl to someone else.
But she loved him, so she was like, I tried to help you.
Oh, okay, I see. That makes sense, yeah. Or it's like, hey, I actually care about you, and you're better.
She was really caring about him.
Good for you.
I think the good for you is a burn. Because she was like...
Yeah, I'm saying it as a burn.
Yeah, she was like, I tried to help you. I loved you when you were at your lowest, and I tried to give you help, and now you're using that to be better for somebody else.
Like, what's up with that?
What? Dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's time for the Avril Lavigne Intervene. 60 seconds where we start the clock and talk about Avril Lavigne for 60 seconds interrupting our show. Elmore, what are we going to talk about today for the Avril Lavigne Intervene?
So, Avril Lavigne, I recently found out on TikTok, has a new song.
Recently? That was like a month ago.
Yeah, but we can't play that episode anymore. So we're pretending it's recent.
Okay, well, yeah, but tell me, who is the drummer?
It is Travis Barker.
Travis Barker of Blink-182.
He kills it. The song is a bop. And it's Avril Lavigne's new debut into the pop music.
Okay, we gotta keep going because that's not what I want to talk about.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you go ahead.
What I want to talk about is Avril Lavigne signing with Travis Barker because they felt so good. They just connected together. Avril Lavigne said she felt nostalgia listening to Travis Barker because she loved Blink-182 so much. And she says, quote, I think creatively we just click. He gets me. Working with Travis, you're totally right. He's like, what the hell do you want? And he's like, well, here's my opinion. And I'm like, I think, okay, but ultimately he's like, but I want it to be your decision. I want to be happy with it. But he gets it because he's an artist. He wants me to sit around and chat with me. He gives me the opinion. Ultimately, oh, and that's all the time we have today. Unfortunately, we're done with the Avril Lavigne.
If there's one takeaway we can get is that's hot.
Okay. Where were we? Okay. Well, good for you. You look happy and healthy. Here's where it gets juicy. Not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you. You're doing great out there without me, baby. God, I wish that I could do that.
I kind of love this song.
I think it's a great song.
It's just such like a burn for anybody who's been on like a breakup where the other person just doesn't seem to care.
How is that a burn on them? They don't care.
It is a burn because like, well, good for fucking you.
But they're not even getting under the skin. It's
I
not
think
a burn.
you think this didn't get under his skin.
He's happy and healthy. Why would he let this get under his skin?
I think this, if he was happy and healthy, I think this would get under his skin. I think because it's the thing of like, you're not even realizing how bad you make the other person feel, and they tell you, and then I think that would get under their skin. Like, I think it's such a good song. I think it's so teen. I think it's so fun.
Thank you. This is the really riveting commentary people come to listen to. It's such a good song.
I just think it's nice. And I think it's so teenage fun.
This whole
And I
thing,
think it is,
every song we've done is teenage fun.
I think it's very sarcastic.
The whole thing is facetious.
Yeah. I love this song. I don't really have much commentary on the song, guys, other than I really like it.
Okay, well, tighten up because we have to.
Okay, fine.
We have the whole conspiracy
I'm not
to go
going to
through.
critique it if that's what you're asking me to do. There's no way.
You're
can't
not
make
going to
me.
critique this song, but you're going to critique Teenage Dirtbag.
I didn't critique Teenage Dirtbag.
We both did.
No, we just talked about the storyline of
We
it.
just critiqued. Okay, if we're going to... Okay, critique. Doesn't mean we're knocking the song, but it's just like, oh, how about this? What about that? Continuing. I've lost my mind. I've spent the night... Oh, I've got something to say here. Crying on the floor of my bathroom, but you're so unaffected. I really don't get it, but I guess good for you. Of all the places to spend crying, why would you choose your bathroom floor?
I get it.
You get her crying on the bathroom floor?
Well, I get on a floor.
On a floor, but she specified bathroom floor.
But
Bedroom
sometimes you just end up somewhere. And you're
bedroom
crying.
floor would have worked so much. It would have fit exactly the same. There's no rhyme scheme that needs to say
That's
bathroom.
true. It could be bedroom. But I think bathroom's more real because sometimes you just end up crying places.
You end up crying on a bathroom?
Why not?
It's disgusting.
Well, it's your bathroom, though.
It's still disgusting.
It's just, you wrap yourself in a blanket.
In a blanket in the bathroom?
And here we go.
So wait, you're taking the effort to go back into your bedroom, grab a blanket, then walk to your bedroom to sleep. At that point, it seems more of a chore to sleep in the bathroom.
Well, I don't know. I get it. I get the point of finding yourself in a place crying that's kind of unusual. Because you just can't, You're just like, it's unusual and it's kind of weird.
You can't crawl the 3 feet to get to
You've never cried in your shower.
And it doesn't say shower.
That's a bathroom floor. If you're laying on your bathtub, that's a bathroom floor.
She would have said bathtub or something like that. She said
you can't, though. It
bathroom
doesn't
floor.
scan.
If your mother asked you to clean your bathroom floor, would you instantly think, oh, I better clean the bathtub now? Or would you sweep the bathroom?
I'm just saying, it doesn't scan if you say bathtub. So...
No, yeah, but we're not going into like what she could have or could have said. She said bathroom floor.
Yeah.
She's crying on linoleum.
You've never cried on your bathroom floor?
I can honestly tell you, I have never curled up, gotten a blanket, and cried on the bathroom floor.
Well, good for you, Jack.
That is just nasty.
I absolutely have.
Cried on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
Well, writers, listeners, please write in. Tell us if you have ever cried on the bathroom floor.
If you haven't, you're a pussy.
But then it's kind of saying the same thing. You're so unaffected. I really don't get it, but I guess good for you. And then she says, well, good for you. I guess you got everything. I guess you're getting everything you want. You bought a new car and your career's taking off. Falls apart a bit there.
Okay, why?
Because we assume in Misery Business that they're in high school. And here
Right.
she's saying, your career is taking off. But I could definitely see, these are all the popular people, I'm guessing. And I could totally see them being on TikTok and, he gains, 1,000 followers. And he's like, well, your career's taking off now.
I just think, if you want me to tie this into real life, which you hated that I did.
I did. I
Kelly
hated that
Clarkson one.
so much.
But can I do it or no?
You're going to ruin the song for me, but go for it.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's about Joshua Bassett, the same boy that Driver's License was about. So they were on a show together. They're young and famous, so he can buy a car. And he got famous a lot after whatever show they did together. I don't know.
Probably Degrassi.
Probably Degrassi.
Most people come from Degrassi, I'm finding out.
One Tree Hill.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm imagining this as two.
But I think they're both just young celebrities, so I think, yeah, he could buy a new car.
I think most people could buy. Well, not a new car. I'm like a new car as in like a brand new car, or like a new car for you. Because I think most people in high school can save up if they're working really hard. Can buy.
But I had my sister's old car, which was also my parents' old car.
I'm just thinking. I'm saying
That thing was a death trap.
I'm saying it's not out of the realm of possibility for a high schooler to purchase a car. If this is a.
But your career, so I'm thinking it's another famous person.
That sounds like such a high school thing to say.
But
if he
no,
gets
it's
like
a
a shift promotion.
But she's also famous, so it's a famous person she's probably singing about.
Oh, because Paramore was clearly singing about someone famous. Because Teenage Dirtbag, of course that was, but not every song.
No, because we know what Driver's License was about, and we know it was about a famous person.
You're making connections that are outside of the song, so I refuse to listen to it.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I'm just saying it fits so well that these are high schoolers talking about. This is a high school girl talking about a high school guy she lost to a different girl.
Okay, here's the thing I would say is different. Is Paramore didn't really get big until they were in, like, I don't know the exact age, but they were not in high school. They were very much older.
So that means that you can't make a song.
Olivia Rodrigo started getting famous very young, so her songs, now her romance songs, are about other famous people.
Other famous people.
Joshua
like
Bassett.
Paramore.
Joshua Bassett.
You are incorrect.
I'm not incorrect. I'm I'm on TikTok.
So
I know what I'm talking about.
If I make a song, so you say I can't make a song about like the Civil War. You're like, oh wow, he must have been in the Civil War. If he's making
you
a
don't get
song
it.
about
You
the
don't
Civil
get
War.
it. You're not hip like me.
No.
No, you're just not hip.
Go with my. I'm not even calling it a theory. Fact at this point. That this song is indubitably about.
Indubitably. Oh, you're gonna say indubitably.
The other girl from Misery Business.
No, okay. I'll go with that play along. I'll go with that fun little charade.
In this song, can you refute anything?
I can.
What?
Because I know it's about Joshua Bassett.
In this song, Joshua Bassett appears 0 times.
Not basket.
At 2. Counterpoint at all? Huh. Oh yeah, you're scrolling through.
No, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
You're scrolling through, and you don't see anything about Mr. Joshua Bassett.
It's Bassett.
Oh, because Bassett's so much better.
Because that's his last name, and that's who she used to date.
Like a Basset hound.
Oh my god. I'm gonna break up with you over the song Good For You.
But you scrolled, I don't know where we're at. Okay. Oh, we didn't get to the F word yet.
No, we didn't get to that word yet. But that's fun. That's fun.
Okay. Yeah, so, okay, here we go. Oh, then it goes back to the chorus. Well, good for you. I guess you got everything. I guess you're getting. I did the same thing the first time. Getting everything you want. You bought a brand.
We were there already.
You got a new car, but no, but. And then she says, what the fuck is up with that? So she's like, angry.
We never even happened, baby. What the fuck is up with that? That's how it goes. That's how the scan goes.
So she goes, what the fuck is up with that? So she's not happy.
Yeah.
During this whole time, I was under the assumption that she's like, man, you're doing great. What? How you doing? But now that she's saying...
Of course that's not what she's saying.
No, of course not. So she's angry. Okay. And good for you. It's like you never even met me. Yeah. Remember when you swore to God I was the only person who ever got you? Well, screw that and screw you. You will never have to hurt the way you know that I do. You will never have to hurt the way that you know I do. That stanza
killer
goes straight to the heart.
Killer.
Remember when you swore to God that I was the person
who very much
only
like
ever got you?
A relationship where she cared more than he did. Which, this is my argument for why it's not the same relationship as it is in Misery Business. Because what we gathered from Misery Business is that she broke up with him. And I think in this relationship, he very much broke up with her.
Could be. He also seems like the type of dude, though, to say, oh, she broke up with me.
And?
Yeah, and, like, he's saying like, oh, she broke up with me and I'm really sad now, and that stuff. It's not like he's being like, oh yeah, I dumped her and now I'm moving on to you or whatever. He's
Yeah.
like trying to be like, oh yeah, she broke up with me.
Yeah.
Now I'm sad and wow, you seem all innocent. Oh wait, no, you don't at all. Which is why I like you.
Right.
Lead singer from Paramore.
But I just don't think the breakupper would be as like being like, well, good for you. What? Finding someone after I dumped you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying she broke up with him.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm saying
Paramore
I'm saying he broke up with her.
No, but what we gathered from the Paramore song, which is
Yeah.
why I think they're not related, is
Uh-huh.
that she broke up with him.
Yep.
Or she cheated on him.
Yep, which would not
And
happen.
I don't think it matches with this song at all.
No.
I think he broke up with her.
Except he broke up with her and is going around telling everybody that she broke up with him. So he gets sympathy.
So you think the antagonist in the Paramore song believes him? That she broke up with him. So he broke up with her in
The
this song.
antagonist?
He broke up with her in this song.
In both songs.
Right, but the protagonist in the Paramore song is just buying into the fact.
Yes. She's been sitting by for 8 months waiting for this.
So I think the real antagonist in all this is just the boy.
Oh, yeah. No,
I think he's a piece of garbage.
You might say he's a teenage dirtbag.
He's a nasty boy. Is what he is. A dirty dog.
I don't think there's any real winners here. Except for maybe the antagonist and Misery Business.
Well, I think
do anything wrong.
Olivia Rodrigo is a winner too, because she put out a pretty big diss track with this song.
Yeah, but we're it's not about her. It's about the
No, but it is, because we're talking about the song.
Yes, but we're not saying that it's definitely her. Like when we talk about Avril Lavigne.
Okay, the antagonist of the song, I think
she's
is
the protagonist of this song.
Or protagonist of the song.
Yes, I would say the protagonist
she's a
of
winner.
Good For You, the antagonist of Misery Business.
And the protagonist of Misery Business. Well, actually, maybe protagonist
Probably
is
not
a loser.
Yeah, protagonist
Because she
doesn't
gets
sound
stuck
great.
with the loser boy.
Yeah.
Who's lying.
And she's like, ha ha.
Yeah.
And then
And they're all like...
the antagonist is like, well, I didn't want him.
And protagonist of this song is like, ew.
Yeah, no, I don't want you. We're talking about the same person there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they one and the same are just like, yikes.
God, we're gonna have to get the graphics department because this is getting
No,
convoluted.
so complicated.
Hey, Jared. Hey, yeah, can we get the graphics department to do something?
Can you give us some edits here, please? Thank you.
Hey guys, there's no Jared.
No Jared.
There's no Jared. We do all this stuff ourselves.
Gotcha.
No one's subscribed to our Patreon yet, so we can't hire anybody. But make sure to check us
But
out
if you do, you might see some spicy pics.
of our studio and nothing else. Make sure to check us out at patreon.com/HowlAtTheTune.
TUNE.
TUNE. Thank you. Now back to the song. And then it's the chorus again? Yeah, well, good for you, blah, blah, blah. She says that. And then she says, I've lost my mind. Oh, wait, that's still part of the chorus.
Oh, maybe
I'm too emotional. But you're...
Oh, that's a good line. This is a good line. But your apathy's like a wound in salt.
Maybe I'm too emotional, but your apathy is like a wound in salt.
Which is a little backwards, because it should be like a salt in a wound. A wound in salt.
A wound in salt.
It should be salt in a wound.
I'm glad I would have skipped over that completely.
No, it should be
Good
salt
find.
in a wound.
Maybe she meant what she said. Maybe she's sticking
should
up
be-
for salt rights.
It should be maybe
Stop
your
dropping up salt.
I think if I were to rephrase that line, it'd be your apathy's like my wound with salt.
My wound with salt would have been a lot better. A wound in salt. Yeah, I mean, for that to work, you would have to like take an arm.
And dip it into a pile of salt.
I was thinking take an arm, cover it in salt, and then take a knife and then cut it.
I was thinking you have a wound on your arm and you purposefully dip it into a pile of salt.
That makes more sense, yeah.
But I think either way
Wound
it should
in
be
salt.
a wound with salt or something like that.
Something like that, but yeah, a wound in salt.
But I like the burn. I like the fact
You like
that
the burn of salted wounds?
No, I like the burn that she's putting the blame on him of being like, maybe I'm too emotional, but your lack of caring sucks.
But then, isn't that just more emotion that she feels?
No, because it's like she's being kind of facetious, I feel like, in a way. She's like, maybe I'm too emotional.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the woman. I'm too emotional. But,
Okay, well, let's not get political.
well, okay,
here.
let's not get that. But it's like, maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe. But the fact that you don't care about all about our breakup
is making me more
is
emotional.
like a wound. It's like salt in a wound.
Yeah, but we got that. But so she's saying maybe I'm too emotional, but you not being emotional is making me more emotional.
Right, which I think is fair.
But like,
if you broke up with somebody and you really, really loved them and they didn't care at all, I don't think you can put full blame on yourself for how you're feeling about that. I think the fact that they don't care at all is fair to blame.
But like, if the other person doesn't,
because they don't care at all. So it's like, did our relationship mean anything? Did you just lie to me the whole time?
And he's like, no. And then it's like...
But he did, obviously.
Well, maybe, but it doesn't seem like it.
It does seem like that to me.
It does seem like he cared about it?
It does. No, it seems like he lied to her about caring about it.
Okay, and then if he's a dirtbag, what is telling him he's a dirtbag gonna do? He's like, yeah, I know.
Right.
And it seems like she's getting herself more spun up.
This is just to the people who have been in those situations before.
I don't think she's accomplishing anything here, though.
I think she is.
What is she accomplishing?
She's speaking to people that have been in this situation before.
Oh my God, you're going too much into the song. It's about the story of the song.
My God.
We're not talking about what the song has done or anything. It's about the song itself.
I think that could do something to a person, though.
What?
I think saying that could do something to a person, though.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the song.
I am talking about the song now. I'm saying if you were in a breakup and you said something that, like, maybe he knows that he didn't care enough, and maybe he knows that he spun her up in her mind, and so I think her saying something like that would get him to realize his own actions.
Do you think she says he is happy and healthy. Healthy.
Right.
So she's just trying to tear him down?
Well, she's saying, look, like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And why shouldn't she?
So she's only doing this for hate.
Oh my God, you don't
She's
get it. You don't get it. You don't get it.
To stick a knife into him.
You don't get it. Such a boy to be on the boys' side of this.
I am not on the boys' side.
song.
I'm just saying, either.
She's saying, well, the whole point of the song is the fact that he cared less in the relationship, and he made her care more.
Uh-huh.
And they broke up, and he's doing well, and she's being like, well, good for you that you didn't care at all about me.
Mic.
Huh?
Talk into the mic.
Oh, and she's saying, well, good for you. Good for you that you left me feeling like nothing. Like, good for you. I'm glad you're happy. Blah, blah, blah. Here's what you did to me.
And then he's going to be like, okay.
And he shouldn't. He should listen to the song.
He absolutely will.
He's a human. He should listen to the song and be like, oh my God, I did wrong this girl in a lot of ways.
You don't think she said that during the relationship?
No, because...
Do you think this is the first time they're having this conversation?
Yes, because I think during the relationship...
Then it's a bit on her.
Because they're young, and I think he made her believe during this relationship that he felt as much as she did, and he didn't. And I think now is her time of realizing that and being like, I can't believe you tricked me into this. Because Joshua Bassett is older. He is older than her. He was 18 and she was like 16 or something.
He was
and he
this
had
is about
the reason to manipulate
the
her.
whole podcast is about the song. It's not about the real.
I am on
we
Olivia
do not do TikTok
side.
drama. We are talking about the song. I don't give a fuck about Josh Basshound.
And I don't think you can do the song justice without looking at the story.
Boo! It's a you.
Boo! You!
You spit on the very foundation of what this podcast was built on. We talk.
I don't think you can look at the song in its entirety without listening to the actual story behind it.
Do we have to know every story behind every song we are to listen to these days? Do I have to
Just
do
because
12
It's making
12
me
days of
sad
research
that you
before we
can't-
even listen to a song?
You know what? It's
What is
just
this, the
making-
7th book of a Harry Potter series that I have to fucking
It's
read?
just making-
No! I should be able to listen to my song and just enjoy the song and dissect the song for what it is. I refuse to do research to enjoy a song, which is not what this podcast is built upon.
So that was a good example of men's rage. And it's just making me frustrated that you can't look at this song from the woman's perspective.
I
So
will look at this from the
had to bring in the actual story.
I have been looking at this from the perspective. I don't do that for every single song. I just refuse to go look up freaking 6 months of TikTok drama for this stuff.
And people say women are more emotional.
This podcast was built on the grounds that we will do a deep dive into the lyrics of your favorite songs. This podcast is not about dissecting the last 12 months of TikTok drama.
I am going to the lyrics, and I'm picturing myself as a 16-year-old singer.
Who is a singer who is
A 16-year-old girl.
a viral TikTok star dating Joshua
But
Basshound.
but I'm saying she's 16 years old. You have to take that into account of the fact
Can you take?
that she's so young, and this is how she feels.
Yes,
And
that's what I can get behind.
think, yeah.
A 16-year-old feeling emotions. Yes, I'm there.
But you have to defend the boy.
I am not defending the boy.
You were defending
I said he was a scumbag as well.
You did not say scumbag.
I did not say scumbag. But I did say he was a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
And I said the protagonist of Misery Business was a bad person. I said the only protagonist of the story was the protagonist of Good For You. The antagonist of Misery Business.
I don't think it's the same girl, though.
They're the same girl.
They're not the same girl. They cannot be.
They're absolutely
Because
the
they
same
have
girl.
two different, completely experiences with love.
They have the same experience with love.
They do not. Because
He-
in Misery Business, the antagonist broke up with the boy.
We talked about this.
In this one, the boy absolutely broke up with the girl.
Keyword. The boy absolutely broke up with the girl in Good For You. Do we know absolutely that the girl didn't?
We decided when we were dissecting it that either she broke up with him or she cheated on him.
Or going from this, the guy broke up with the girl and then told everyone else that the girl broke up with him.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's
But
possible.
Either way, the boy's
It's
scum.
possible. He could be scum
He's scum.
if it's the same guy.
He's scum. If it's the same guy, he's scum. And he
If
broke
it's
up
the
with
same
her.
guy,
And he broke up with her, he's scum.
he's scum. I'll agree with that. I'm there with you. But I'm saying, in this case, if this girl, right? What is her goal in this song?
Just to help other girls in
No,
the same
no, no,
situation.
We're not
No,
talking about.
I'm not even talking about what you think I'm talking about. What
She
I'm
just
talking
hit me
about.
3 times, by the way.
Okay, it was a light tap.
Ow!
You could do it to me now and I wouldn't say anything. It was her goal in this song is not for the boy. It's for other girls in the same situation where she feels like the boy cares less after the breakup than she does, and it is to empower other girls who feels like they care more after the breakup than the boy does.
So the whole point is to get girls to get less emotionally involved in relationships.
The whole point is to validate girls' feelings when they feel like their boyfriend cares less than they do after a breakup. Is to validate the girls' feelings of being like, because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing if you feel like your ex cares less than you do after a breakup.
Because only girls have been there.
They haven't. But this is a girl singing the song. So it's for other girls. It could be for other boys too. It's for anybody else.
Okay. But this is where we get into this issue right here. Because we have never once said that the reason that a person is singing the song is for the listeners of the song, the audience.
I think this is for the audience.
We can't start that now.
Why not?
Because then we're going. Then
Why
we gotta
can
go.
this not be the first one?
Because then we got to go into the actual things of like, why did this person write it? Who wrote it? What's their backstory? What did they write the song about? All this stuff. We're not doing that. We're just going into we're deep dive of the lyrics. It's a deep
Well, we
dive.
have to start this over then.
Have you been looking about this? Is Olivia Rodriguez and Joshua Basshound this whole time?
No, I haven't. But you got me on a tangent about it.
Okay, so now that we're back, this is about a girl who got dumped by a guy.
I just think I like this song so much that I don't want to.
But you have to.
But I don't know if I can.
So, this girl in this song, this protagonist, what is she saying all this for? What is her goal? Is it to hurt the guy? Because I don't think it's going to hurt him that much.
Okay, I would say it's not necessarily to hurt the guy. I think it is her finally realizing his feelings towards her after the breakup, and her realizing her feelings about his feelings after the breakup, and being like, I wouldn't say the good for you is genuine at all.
Of course not. Of course
it's
not. She said fuck you.
I would say it's...
I apologize for the French.
I would say it's kind of genuine in a sense of being like, I don't have any feelings towards you at this point. Like, after everything you've done, like, I don't really have any feelings towards you.
She clearly has feelings.
I don't think necessarily towards what he's doing now, like with his new relationship. I think towards him and how he acted, yes. So I would say it's more of her just being like, it's obviously sarcastic, sardonic, facetious, whatever you want to say. But it's obviously that. But I think it's very much just her being angry in a way where she doesn't want to show real emotion. If that makes sense.
Maybe I'm too emotional, she said.
Right. But she said, but your apathy is like a wound insult, which again is not a real line. But I think it's just her to herself working through what happened.
Okay, so you think this is just to herself? She's fictitiously saying this to him in her head.
I think this is a song more to herself than it is to her ex.
I can see that. I can get behind that. So it's not to him. She's not looking to accomplish anything except for to her spur up her own anger.
Yeah.
To get from loving him. I don't know the steps. Depression, denial.
I don't know them either. But I think it's her more, it's denial is first. Grief, anger, depression, something else. I don't know. But I think this is more her process. It's more to herself than it is to the guy.
Okay, I can see that. I can get behind that. So the next part, well, good for you. You look happy and healthy, not me. If you ever cared to ask. Good for you. You're doing great out there without me, baby. Like a damn sociopath.
So again, I think this is very much to her.
I very much agree with that.
She's just processing her shit.
She's just like, you're a sociopath. And
yeah. I don't think this is anything to... Like, I don't think this is a message to him. I mean, if it reaches him, sure. But I think
it's like a shower thought.
It's like a shower thought song of
it's
just like everything she felt of like, how could you do this to me? Like, how could you put me through this? Like, you're a sociopath.
And
like, it's
a
very much aggressive.
I don't get how you never cared about me as an insult.
Yeah.
Though. It's like you're kind of just playing yourself there.
Well, I think that is an insult because it has to do with the other person and being like, how could you make me feel like you cared about me when you didn't?
I mean...
Like, that's a sociopathic thing to do.
Yeah, but, like, do we know that he did anything to make her care about?
Well, now you're getting into the real talk, which you shat on me for.
I'm just saying, like, we don't know explicitly
but we have to assume from the song that he did.
We have to assume. Maybe the dude was just a stud quarterback, like, great looking and everything, and then she was kind of noticing him from afar and kind of, like, built him up in her head so much
it's possible.
that she was just like, he is everything that I wanted.
It's possible.
They were meant to be, were supposed to be, and then I lost it.
But that again, good, bring it in. But that's again goes to the theory of it's just for her song.
Yes, it does.
Of just being like,
which I think reinforces.
I thought we were in love, and you moved on so quickly.
Which I really feel like hurts. It does, like, no one's going to be like, oh, wow, he moved on fast and he didn't care about you that much. Doesn't, like, he's not really, on the outside, wouldn't be like, oh, he's a scumbag for moving on and not caring about you. Like, maybe he should have broke up with you a long time ago,
Yeah.
but maybe he saw how head over heels she was for him, and it was, like, hard or something like that. There's a lot of things, but, like, I want to just immediately be like, wow, what a scumbag.
That's true.
Especially if this is in high school.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Again, I'm still on the theory that she is in the right.
Yeah, and I'm trying so hard to separate myself from...
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've lost my mind. I've spent the night crying on the floor of my bathroom. Again, please write in if you...
Which I still get.
On the bathroom floor?
Yeah, absolutely. I've cried on the floor of my
With
bathroom.
the mounds of hair?
Not about a boy, but just, you know, things break down and you just go to your bathroom. It's quiet. It's safe. It's cold. The cold tile helps.
You hate the cold.
When I'm hot and I'm crying, I want a cold tile on my face. I don't want carpet. Ew.
Oh my gosh, maybe that's how we make our millions.
Crying on the bathroom floor?
No, what about like a cold, sanitized tile room?
Yeah.
Like rich people, like they
Oh,
have like,
true.
oh, this is my sauna, this is my bathroom, this is my walk-in closet, this is my tile room.
Cold tile room.
And they're like, what's up with that? Like, oh, sometimes I come in here and I just lie on the cold tile floor and I cry, but there's UV lights above.
When you
and
cry,
they
you get so
sanitized
hot and
everything.
sweaty, and like you don't want carpet or anything. You want tile. You want like a cold tile floor.
But there's like UV lights that'll like sanitize the room when you're not in there.
Oh yeah, there's no hair anywhere.
It'll like has a self cleaner thing.
Yeah.
Like the ambiance, so like it's insulated so that people can't hear you crying or whatever.
Yes. Oh my God, soundproofed.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, good for you. I guess you moved on really easily. So, thoughts about the conspiracy?
Okay. I don't necessarily buy that it's the antagonist from Misery Business, just because I think the breakups are a little too wonky to match.
What's that?
And I think
the in something narrator, the unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
It could be two cases
But
or one case. Of
I think if
narrator.
it is the same girl, I would say it maybe kind of matches, because I don't think the antagonist in Misery Business necessarily cares about the boy at all anymore, and I don't think the protagonist in Good For You necessarily cares about the boy anymore. I think it's more of a song to herself.
Yes.
So I think that matches, but I just don't think the breakup really matches.
Gonna have to disagree with that last part. The protagonist from Good For You very much cares about the guy.
Well, I think she still heard from him, but I don't think the song is about him.
It's not about him, but she very much cares for him still.
Yeah. But I think if we're going with the antagonist from Misery Business, it seems kind of like a dirty steal. Like, she's very much going to still...
Yeah, for sure.
...have, like, trying to get him back, kind of. And I don't think the protagonist in Good For You is really trying to get him back at all.
That we know about. I mean, the protagonist from Misery Business is smiling every time she passes her. Why else would she do that? She seems...
But that has nothing to do with the protagonist from Good For You.
It absolutely does.
Why?
Because the protagonist from Good For You...
And so we're assuming the protagonist in Misery Business is a bad person.
Yeah. And the protagonist in Misery Business knows that the protagonist, or at least thinks that the protagonist in Good For You still has feelings for, or might care in any minuscule way. The protagonist in Misery Business seems to be very spiteful.
Yeah.
So if there's even a hint that she can stick it to her, she's putting her arm around her mate, around the guy, putting her hand in his back pocket of his jeans, sort of thing.
If there's one thing I think we can fully agree on, it's that the protagonist in Misery Business is not nice.
Absolutely not.
She is so vengeful and hurtful in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And maybe the mean girl in high school.
You know what I'm realizing, though? Even in Good For You, we know nothing about the guy.
We don't know anything about the guy, but we don't know anything about the guy in Misery Business.
It's the same guy, presumably.
Yeah. Right, yeah. We don't know anything about the guy. It's very... Well, we know a little about the guy. We know that he is doing great out there without her.
Yeah.
We
We know he's seeing a therapist.
He's seeing a therapist that she set up for him.
Wait a second. Let's take it back one step. Let's assume the unreliable narrator thing. Let's assume that Good For You, protagonist girl, told him, guy, to go see a therapist. He starts going to see a therapist. What if the Good For You protagonist is not all she's cracked out to be? And the guy goes, sees a therapist, says, wow, this is a very bad relationship. Over a course of time, I need to get out of here. Leaves her for whatever reason, because she's toxic, she's bad or whatever. And he's like, I feel so much better already.
That's possible, yeah.
That's just one thing that we haven't looked at. Maybe she was like controlling or awful or something like that. He gets away, and then he's all of a sudden feeling like, I feel like so much better instantly.
That is possible. The only thing I would say against that is that, A, the girl in Good For You, the protagonist says, your therapist is making you a better man for your brand new girl. And the brand new girl, if it is the protagonist in Misery Business, seems very spiteful and not like a good gal.
Yeah.
And so that's the only qualm I would have against that theory, against the Good For You protagonist being the bad one.
I actually,
because the Misery Business protagonist self-admits being spiteful. Like, very much so. She talks about it throughout the entire song.
Yeah. Although I actually think it could go back in my direction, my conspiracy's direction, where he was with someone before whose entire life seems to be directed towards him. Everything she does revolves around him.
Right.
He leaves her. He feels this weight off of his shoulder. He feels really good. 2 weeks later, or a couple weeks later, another hint, he gets with a girl who thinks that this man is incredible, is not on his back, lets him do whatever, because all she cares about is spiting his ex. So all of her time and attention is going towards spiting her and not on him.
So maybe the real protagonist is the guy in that situation, because I still think the new girl he's with is good.
No.
I still think there's a good person.
No.
That he's with. So maybe the real protagonist is the boy. Hot take.
Yeah, like maybe he was in a bad relationship. Got out of that bad
I'm
relationship.
not one to defend men. But...
Well, we know that from your law practice when you instantly get debarred.
Disbarred, first of all.
Oh, okay.
Not debarred.
But, yeah, like, it could be where, again, like we were saying, she is, in Good For You, extremely, all she cares about, she's not talking about herself. She's not like, okay, well, I saw a therapist too, and I'm working through this. She's just like, well, you finally got that therapist I was telling you to get.
Right. So
wow, and you moved on. I'm crying on a bathroom floor. How do you feel about that?
If we're going with that thing where the guy was trying to escape her, we have to go with the fact that the new girl he's with is also
awful.
just a raging, nasty person.
Yeah, but I think it just flips in the completely other direction.
Right.
Where instead of her being so invested into him, she's
not invested in him at all.
And
she's more invested into his ex.
Yes, more invested into, like, outwardly looking, kind of on the defense situation.
Right.
So she's not even, like, worried about what he's like. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go be out with a guy. She's like, you're not seeing a girl, right? He's like, no.
She's like, good. I am about to send a box of poop to your ex-girlfriend. Like, she's on mail, like, sending glitter bombs.
He's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to my football game.
So maybe none of them are good. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I thought it was gonna be a bigger bombshell when I dropped that the protagonist of Good For You was the antagonist of Misery Business. kind of didn't react as much as I expected, to be honest.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, you don't have to be sorry for me. I've just been holding it back. I've been biting it for weeks. I'm like,
Well, it made a lot of sense with the 2 weeks thing. It made a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, we have well overstayed our welcome.
It's probably been 4 hours. You have a lot of editing to do.
It's going to be great. Well, Eleanor, do you have anything else to say to our lovely fans? If you guys do want to write us in, I'm so sorry for cutting you off, but I forgot to add this.
I didn't say anything.
but I invited you to speak, and then I talked over that. If you guys do want to contact the show, you can do that at howlatthetoon@gmail.com. You can comment down below, because we've only been able to figure out how to post it on YouTube so far. We're working
Spotify is coming
on
shortly.
Spotify and Apple and
this one and the past 3 will probably not be on Spotify.
I'll retroactively.
Past 3 because we have the Kelly Clarkson
We're
one on our
not
repertoire,
uploading that
and that's
one.
what I'm saying.
Well, make sure to check us out on our Patreon that I will hopefully have set up so we can start paying off some of the studio space that we rent every week.
Help us get a fan for this room because it's hot as balls.
Well, let's not get crass here. But anyway, crass here. But anyway, crass here. But anyway, crass here. But anyway.